you mentioned that previous sanctions, you said, had been effective, in part because Russia was forced to go to other countries like Iran and North Korea to get resources. Still, though, the war is not over. How can you make the argument that those sanctions have been effective if they're still getting those resources from those other countries, wherever they're getting it from?
I mean, we believe, and I just laid this out moments ago, that we have seen an impact. And as I've stated, this is cumulative, right? This is a continuation, and we believe, as has been reported, that we have seen some impact here this time. Go, Karen.
Thanks. What's the view from the White House right now about how conversations are going about government funding and spending bills next week ahead of next week's significant deadlines?
I mean, look, and we've been here before, and we've always been very clear. House Republicans have a job to do. Their basic duty is to keep the government open. They need to not play politics here. They need to get this done. We've been very clear about that, and it is their job.
What makes these sanctions any more effective than the hundreds announced before?
Yeah. So a couple of things that I just mentioned. So first of all, these sanctions are cumulative, so we have to look at it in that way. These are 500 new targeted. Again, if the Speaker were to put this on the floor, we would see a bipartisan support for the national security bill.
I guess asked another way, there are about 4,000 sanctions now in the last 2 years. It hasn't stopped the war. So to what extent or how should the success of these sanctions even be measured if
So
that
look,
hasn't happened?
No, I totally get the question. Look, we believe they've been effective, right? That's what we believe. The goal of sanction and export control is to increase the cost of Mr. Putin and his enablers. And it's clear that our sanctions and imports controls are having an impact.
Last question. You mentioned there's no readout with the president and the House Speaker. One of the messages in the G7 call, according to John Kirby, will be that the president will do everything he can to get Congress to pass that funding. Has there been any reach out from the White House to try to get a call or a meeting in the books, since he is the person between that funding and the White House?
I get the question, but let's not forget, for the past several months, NSC and other parts of, obviously, the president's administration have had regular conversations. The Speaker, the pressure here needs to be on the Speaker. The Speaker needs to do his job and actually take this up, if he were to put it to the floor, it would have bipartisan support. It's unfortunate that the Speaker chooses to turn this into a political football here.
We know what the governors told us, that the president told them about the border and what he's considering with regards to executive actions. Just for the sake of clarity, can you tell us what the president told them?
I'm just not going to go into private conversations. I'm just not. The governors can speak for themselves. I'm just not going to go into it. So why doesn't he just do his job and stop putting politics in front of this? This is why I don't want to get into hypotheticals, because there's an option that exists. There's an actual option that exists. And the Speaker's putting politics in this. And that's not how we should move forward. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. All right. See you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. See you next week.